Hello and welcome back to the Liverpool Groove. It's nice to come on here and know that you can be positive for the first time in a while about Liverpool. Derby went not exactly how we would have wanted, but we got the 3 points. That's all that we really cared about at the end. Um, and yeah, just all the records for the Hill Dickinson's first ever derby is in our favour. We got the first goal. We got the first win, unbeaten there. Yeah, it was a. You know what I think all the Blues online are going on about the atmosphere and how like we could never replicate it and we wish we were them and all that shit. And it's like it wasn't anything compared to a Goodison derby. Let's be honest. We said it a few weeks ago. We probably said it at the end of last season. Goodison derbies were just different because of how close they were to the pitch, the fans, and they were right on top of the players all game. And it was a cauldron, and you hated going there. I don't think that's going to be the case with the Hill Dickinson whatsoever. Um, you know, they can sing Elton John before the games all they want, but like it's just not intimidating in the slightest. And I don't think the players were rattled in the slightest. I think they were probably the better team in fairness until we scored. But then after we scored, I thought we looked very, very comfortable. We'll go into it in detail in a minute. But second half we come out, didn't really capitalise on us being in charge of the game. They obviously got the equaliser, and then it was a bit back and forth. At that point, I thought, but I thought over the course of the game, I do thoroughly think we deserved the win.
I'm not even. I'd love to sit here and say they battered us and we still won, but I don't think it was the case. I thought going into the ground, I've seen videos of how hostile they were as they are, the way they just cunts and that. And yeah, maybe not so much what they're fucking singing at the Liverpool fans, but it's got to be hostile. It's a Merseyside derby. It's not the friendly derby anymore. We can't stand each other. When it comes to the footy, like I hate them more than any other team. I would rather win the derby than any other game. I hate them more than anyone. So to win it in that fashion, after all this, after them piping up and being so confident that they were going to win, is just the best feeling ever. Like it's fucking great. So yeah, they put the little typho up. They've welcomed the coach. You know, cop-out behaviour if you want, flares and banners and flags. They put plastic fucking bin bag things up in the seats for like a mosaic. They've done everything they tell us they hate. You know, when they're saying to us, you should just be going to the pub and get in there for kick-off. You know, where was that then? So it was their cup final. It was massively their cup final. But that also made it our cup final. So I'm not going to beat about the bush and go, oh, it meant nothing to us. It meant fucking loads to us. It meant everything to us. And to come out there with the winner is fucking great. I thought on the telly to be before kick-off and that shit they paraded, that nonsense banner, I did think it was loud. I think when they made the first tackle and the decisions weren't going their way, I thought it was loud. But I was hearing it through a pub speaker as well. So I don't know whether that was just adding to it. It's never going to be Goodison. It's never going to be it's never going to have that feel of Goodison where the sound's rattling through the wood and the metal. Just hasn't got that same proper football pitch feel. It hasn't got the football stadium feel to it. It could host any event that. And that's why Goodison was special and why we had so many good times there. But yeah, in terms of the football, I thought they were better till they scored. They got the PSG effect handed to them. You know, we should have had a pen against PSG. Don't get it. They turned back up and went into third and fourth gear. I thought we done that. They thought they'd scored, give it the big one. We've capitalised on a mistake and we've got a goal. And then we pummeled them for a little bit, to be fair. But then when it gets to like, I think like the 43rd minute, I started feeling like, let's just get to half time now. Let's just fucking, because they started going at us again. And I thought, let's just get to half time. And then I thought we were the better team in the second half. I thought their goals against the run of play. Poor defending from us. And then again, we took control until, I'd say like 10 minutes before the end. I thought they looked like they were going to score and it took a draw. And then we got into extra time and we started passing the ball out, one touch and that. Engamo's missed that chance. And then we get the goal. So from like 92nd minute onwards, I thought we were going to score. I was waiting for us to score. I wouldn't pick my pint up just in case we scored. So It was just great. I think football's a magical game, and they're the moments you share with your mates, and that where things like that happen, and you would rather there's nowhere else you'd rather be than with your mates watching that go in. So I fucking love the derby. I love the Hill Dicky Stadium. I think it's fantastic, and long may that run continue because like we did, we've gone over there and we've took the ground off them. We've done that before, so we've done it again. We own the Hill Dicky for the time being.
The Hill, but fucking, I don't know if you've seen it. Someone, I don't even know who it was, used fucking AI to change it to the Hill Dickinson.
Oh yeah.
But no, you know what?
Hill Dicky, but
yeah, me too. No, you know what? Though? I'm sort of glad you said about it being their cup final and ours. The way the season's gone, it kind of was ours at the same time because obviously going out to PSG in the week, which in fairness, I said it the other day, I honestly do believe on the night we were the better team against PSG. I think overall they deserve to go through, no doubt about it. Just a fucking brilliant team to watch. Defensively, they limit you to half chances at best. Going forward, the clinical, you can't knock that, and it's just one of them. I do think that we fought in that game, and I genuinely do think we were the better team. But still, going out in the manner we did, could have been a kick in the teeth, and we could have gone into the derby really deflated and properly down, and we didn't. We rose to the occasion for one of the only few times this season. In fairness, go back to the start, and obviously before we get our goal, you've got the penalty shout that they've all been harping on about since the game. Curtis Jones on Dewsbury Hall. I don't think it's anywhere close. I mean, for one, the initial contact's outside the box anyway. But I don't think it's a penalty. I don't think it's a foul.
It's a blatant penalty. It's a red card. It's everything, but it's never got it. No, it can't. If you're giving them in football's completely dead. I think he's run across him, and that's where they've touched legs, and he's shoulder bars them. And he's stronger than him, and it's as simple as that. If people are saying to me, if that was against you, yeah, if that got given in our favour, I'd be first to say, wow, that's fucked that. I'd celebrate it, obviously, I'd want it. I wouldn't have sell it to Mr. Penn, but it's fucking, you don't want that to be given in football. You don't want that to be given in a Merseyside derby where that level of contact, the referee's giving you the penalty because your derby's fucked. You want to be able to fly with the odd tackle and have a little bit of a scuffle here and there. The problem with it is the consistency is, I think if that's outside the box, he gives you. And that's the problem with football now, is that the referees just make their own thing up. But I couldn't give two fucks. I hope it was a foul. I hope they come out and apologise to Everton. I wouldn't care less.
But I thought that could have been a bit of a turning point in the game. Like I said, I think probably a few decisions probably didn't go their way that they probably justifiably thought should have. I think the one for me was Van Dijk on, I think it was Ghana Gay, where he's kind of just scooped him basically with his knee. I don't know how he's got away without a yellow there, to be honest. But
cost me £500 that. I had Liverpool and City, both teams to win. Both teams have a yellow card.
Fucking hell.
Liverpool not getting a card killed me.
The only one in the game though was fucking Pickford for dissent.
Gravenberch should have been booked in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
He made 2 fouls.
I know.
But yeah, I think the referee was poor, but I'd rather the referee be poor because he's not giving things than being poor because he's over giving things. So yeah, I think he enabled it to be a bit of a derby.
He made it odd for his own back, really, didn't he? Because as soon as he doesn't go and book Gravenberch, for instance, for the first 2 in the 10 minutes, it makes it difficult for him to then go and book anyone else for similar things. So it's one of them. There probably should have been more yellow cards for both teams, but yeah, like you said, you want that bit of fire, you want that bit of ferocity out of both teams in the derby, and I think we did get that to an extent. You talk about their goal. I was, my fucking heart was in my mouth when they scored it. Like, I was devastated because I just thought if they take the lead, it's gonna be a bit of a rout. I thought they'd just go on and pummel us a little bit, to be honest. Then it's offside, and their heads just dropped, as you said before. The pass from Gakpo for our goal, unbelievable. I thought it was his best game he's had for a long time, Gakpo. I thought he was brilliant. I'm surprised I haven't seen more praise for him, to be honest. I thought he was everywhere. He was working his ass off. He was trying to win the ball back at every occasion. He was alert. He was using the overlap a bit more than he has been this season. I thought, yeah, it was a more of a performance we've expected from him, like similar to last season. I thought he was very good.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he put his foot in, didn't shit out for many 50s, had a good goal. Yeah, the pass for Salah is world class, perfect. Defense splitting. And you just know as soon as that ball gets past that last defender and you see Mo Salah, you're thinking we've scored. And you can't quite believe it because of what's just happened. But for them celebrations from Enzai, like, I don't think you can buy it. Ah, fucking he's giving it, we built this city and that. Tell you what, mate, that's priceless. That other tipped on it, Connor Cody, a couple of years ago, and he thought he'd scored, and it was offside or disallowed or whatever. And it's the best feeling in the world. And it really, really, the celebrations felt like they went on for ages, and I was disgusted in the way it went in, the way they scored. Thought it was piss poor defending from Liverpool. And you're thinking, if that's just defending at 0-0, what are we going to do now when they're going to put the pressure on, turn the heat up a little bit? Are we going to implode? But the opposite happened. The VAR gives it offside. Absolutely, definitely offside, by the way. But yeah, when you see a little cocky bastard giving them celebrations and then it gets ruled out, I think it's great. And as I say, that was exactly what happened to us with PSG. We have the penalty. Their fans go quiet. Doesn't get given. Their fans pick back up. Our heads go a little bit. And then they just tore us apart then. But, yeah, to pick up then, you could hear our fans then dead loud. It was like a kick in the face for Everton. And then they lose the ball. They're all over the place. We capitalise on it. And all of a sudden, you're 1-0 up. We had a golden goal for the food bank and raised some money for the food bank. And Sam had messaged me on like the 26th minute saying, is that number 26 or 27? And he hadn't read it until Salah scored. It's like, I think that's 29, that love. I think it's 29. Great. But yeah, Salah as well. Absolutely delighted. I thought he was brilliant. I thought he was everywhere. He was just neat and tidy. He was trying to one touch passing and getting him behind. He linked up with Vert quite well, who didn't link Blake that well, to be fair. No. But he was trying. It was almost as if it was like, this is my last derby and this is my fucking gift to use. I'm gonna get something. I'm gonna do something, and he did. What a finish! What a ball! Yeah. What a finish! What a celebration! Fucking great. That just sums up Liverpool. When times of struggle, no matter how bad we're playing, when they start piping up, my confidence grows. Sometimes I'm not that confident going into a derby. Sometimes I go into a derby as if we're playing Fulham or Crystal Palace because they're that shit. But because of the way they've piped up with the new stadium, because of where they are in the league and the way we've been playing, it felt massive. I've had lads messaging me who don't really message me anymore over the footy, and they've been sending me videos themselves, like fucking singing and shit. Fucking, hiya Aaron, I know you watch us. No, there's lads in the group chat who were piping up, giving it like 3-0. It's going to be 3-0, 4-0 and that. And as soon as they start like that, I'm just like, I know we're going to win, and I know we're going to win it in a dramatic style. I know the players we need to turn up are going to turn up, and by hook or crook, lad, we always find a way. So we found a way, and it's just the best feeling. I fucking hate them. Great.
Yeah, no, it is. You're right. Second half, as you say, they get the equaliser. Piss poor from us again. Just far too easy. No real awareness of Beto being endangered in the middle. Credit to him, he's slid in and he's got his foot to it. Took out Mamardashvili in the course of doing it, but it's just you can't really help that. It's just a unfortunate coming together, and he's obviously going to be out there hopefully only a couple of weeks. But it does look like fucking Palace. We've got Freddie Woodman again, who ironically, his only other start for us was against fucking Palace in the Cup. So let's hope it's not another repeat of that.
To be fair, I thought I'm not confident in Mohamed Ashvili at all. I don't like him with the ball at his feet or in his hands, to be fair. So I don't know. He just doesn't fill me with confidence. As soon as Woodman come on, they started shooting from like miles away, and he was fine. He was absolutely fine. We know he's not going to be that confident with his feet, so we didn't really play to his feet. And then you've got that incident where he just takes the absolute piss and he comes out with the head, and you're like, fucking fair play, lad, I love it.
To be fair, that's Virgil's fault that he's had to do that, though, because he hasn't took command of the incident.
No communication. It's absolutely piss poor from Van Dijk, and it could have cost us a goal, but fair play to him. He come out and dealt with it. And he'll have a photo of that on his wall already if he made up with that, because that's fucking brilliant. But yeah, Beto, again, he does it every time he plays us. He makes Van Dijk look 5 foot. He makes Kanate look 5 foot. He towers over them. He out-battles them, out-strength. He's too strong for them. He makes them look a calamity. I think the problem with us was Kanate wasn't dealing with him. So Van Dijk was having to try to deal with him, and they were going up at times together to combat him. But the goals on Robbo tries to shield him and let the ball run across his body and gets nowhere near it. So, yeah, I thought he was a handful again, and the game went in our favour as soon as he went off. And immediately went off. And then you've got Enzai was roasting Curtis Jones, and he swapped him side. So, don't know what David Moyes was doing there. But, yeah, Beto had to go off, but Enzai switching sides give us a foothold in the game as well. So, loads of things happened in our favour, not because of us, which, again, I love. It's fucking great. Thanks.
Well, I'll get onto the winner in a minute, but I'm glad you mentioned Jones there, because there's been quite a bit of discourse about him online since the game, and a lot of people are going saying, he was fantastic and it was a magnificent performance from him. And the minority is what I'm in, whereas I don't think he was that good. I don't think he played nearly as well as he's being made out to. I think he was there was that one incident again where he done it. I can't remember who he done it against a few weeks back, where the balls come from dead eye and he's tried to control it with his back to their goal kind of thing in our half, and he's fucked it up and give it away, and he nearly done it again in the derby. I don't really think he played that well. Ironically, he was crucial to fucking the win in the end, because he had a couple of bursts from the back carrying the ball out into midfield, which got us up the field quite quick, and I think it led to the corner in the end that won us it. So it's ironic in that sense, but yeah, I think overall I don't think he was that good.
I thought he was targeted. I thought he was terrible. I thought he was our worst player. I wanted him off at half time. I said put Szoboszlai right back at half time and throw McAllister on, because he is struggling, and I was tearing him apart. They were playing him behind him. He was doing his thing where he's too blasé and he's too calm and cocky and confident in our half, the edge of our box. Just pump the ball up, get rid of it. Just like stop fucking about. He's done that too many times. He lost the ball a number of times. He lost the ball in midfield and didn't get back. But as you said, as it got into like the killer moments of the game, it was him who sort of grabbed it by the scruff of the neck and was trying to will us on and will us forward, like he wasn't willing to accept the draw. So, in that sense, probably a 10-minute period where he played really well and was very confident and got us on the front foot. But I thought the rest of it, I didn't want to see him on the pitch the second half. I thought he was terrible. Could say that about a few of them, to be fair, because some of the plays didn't turn up. We were dead sloppy. I thought the first 10 minutes it was proper sloppy. And then Beto gets that chance early. The header, good save. And then they took control, scored, disallowed. The minute that was disallowed, their fans were still celebrating, I think, and we'd scored. They were still getting over what had just happened. Their heads had gone, and we've gone down and scored. So in that moment, 3 minutes between it, we were relentless, pressing them. It was like to say, yeah, we're here now, it's showing up. And then from then to like the 40-odd minute, I thought it was all us. Then they started punching back at us, going into the extra time of the first half. Wanted half time to come, was happy with that. And then I thought again, we were in complete control. They had a few opportunities in the second half. There was a point for 10 minutes where I thought these might nick one here at 1-1. But again, we took complete control again. So it was a mixed bag. I think there were spells for both teams where you could say, you'll have Everton fans who think they deserve to win. We think we deserve to win. I think overall it was a pretty close game. A couple of spells of sloppiness from both. A couple of mistakes that we counted on. But overall, I think on the day, the better team just nicked it. And that was us.
Yeah. You thought, obviously, the winner, great fucking moment. One of the only good corners we actually put in the game, really. Don't think we were very good from set pieces again. But that one at the end, Tarkowski's trying to, for some reason, he's trying to mark Kanate and Van Dijk on his own. I mean, and obviously he is big enough to do it, but it was just a strange one from him. And then, like, all their fans are putting that still image up of, like, Tarkowski's got his hand over Kanate's face and you've both got hold of him. But then there's another one where Van Dijk's top's practically fucking turned completely around and the number 4's on the front because he's getting pulled that much. It's just normal things that happen in the box. It's nothing. He wasn't strong enough. He tried to shit out his way out of it by going down when Van Dijk's won the header. There was absolutely nothing wrong with it. But it was a great head.
I think it's a foul and it should have been disallowed, but it wasn't. No, it wasn't a foul.
No, not even close to a foul.
That's what I mean. Like, you can see Tarkowski pulling them too. So if you want a foul because we've scored, then give us a penalty before we score because he's doing it first. So it's just what happens in the box. I know, sometimes VAR gets involved with stuff like that, but if you're disallowing a goal for stuff like that, then there's going to be no point in taking corners because you've got to have a battle. And we won the battle.
We did. And as you said before, it kind of was our cup final now for the way the season's gone. And it was huge getting that win because obviously Chelsea have fallen off a cliff and sacked the manager about an hour ago after 3.5 months. And now he's getting... I read something about that, like nothing to do with us, obviously, but he's going to be getting paid 24 mil, I think they said, for getting sacked by Chelsea. It had only cost someone 22 million to buy Sheffield Wednesday.
Oh, lad, it's bizarre. It's outrageous.
It's fucking stupid.
He's a no mark manager as well, so there's something in that. There's something corrupt in that.
It's just he shouldn't have gone there. No manager should be looking at them now and thinking, yeah, I want to go there.
I think there's a Mancini thing there. Like, remember he used to get, he had down that his wages, where his wage was like double, and he was getting the other half of it towards his transfer kitty for the season. So I think something's happened there where they might say to him, listen, we'll sign if you don't succeed, we'll give you 10 mil, and then we'll send you 24, send us some back. You know what I mean? There's something dodgy there. You're not giving him 24 mil. Like, I think you could have given him a bonus of £100,000 and he'd have took it because he was going to be manager at Chelsea. There's no way they've had to entice him with 24 million quid. It makes no sense at all.
It's the length of the contracts, isn't it? That's the problem, is what they're doing. They're giving everyone, including the managers, fucking 6, 7, 8 year deals. So he had the contract until 2032.
Yeah, it's outrageous, but like he's on more money than top managers.
It's Chelsea for you. They haven't got a clue how to run the club.
It makes no sense. From a business point of view, like going into conversations with him, like they've offered him top dollar, and he's a no mark. There's no way he's gone, oh, I'll think about it. He's gone fucking bit the hand off. Go ahead, stay at the airport, have a pint.
Thing is, as well, though, like, he's come from Strasbourg, who are also owned by that Todd Bowley. Like, so it's not even probably being a case of, it wouldn't have been a case of, can we speak to him? It's like, hey, so we're moving you there. That's where you work now.
But like, it's the manager of them now.
Strasbourg.
Yeah.
It's It's Gary O'Neill.
Yeah, so I guarantee you, he'll go to Chelsea and he'll go back there.
You just wouldn't, would you, though? Like, if you were any manager worth anything in the game right now, you would not be. Chelsea are one of the last teams in England you'd be going to.
Chelsea and Tottenham are the two clubs that you just don't entertain. There's no point.
I'd go to Tottenham before I'd go to Chelsea. If I was a manager, if I was an elite manager, and someone said, right, you can go to Tottenham or you can go to Chelsea, I'd be going to Tottenham over Chelsea.
Oh no, I wouldn't entertain either. I wouldn't even until he went. But you know what, lad? if you shit after 4 months, we give you 24 million. I'll go away.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know what I'm on about.
You start losing games on
I'm a
purpose.
bit delirious.
Fucking throwing John Terry and goal in there.
Wouldn't be harsh, would you? That's
No.
the problem. It's yeah.
Also, just wanted to say, unrelated to Liverpool, also, haha, Leicester, fuck you gang of Tory cunts. I fucking hate them. I'm made up. Oh no, yeah, fucking hell. I am made up. They went down, and now they're saying they could go out of business because they've been that badly financially run. I half don't want that just because there's not the players as such, but like everyone who works at the ground and for the club and stuff like that, all the ones who were on normal wages, you don't obviously want to see them out of a job if they do go bust. But that's what you get for running the club like fucking shit.
It is, lad. That's it. You've got poor owners, poor financially run clubs, and I think when everyone goes on about our owners and how we spend and that, even the way we had a fucking massive brainstorm to overspend last summer, but it's within our means, you know what I mean? I think I'm a bit concerned that our wages are as high as they are for some of the players we've got. Players like Kanate are going to be getting £300 a week. Doesn't sit well with me. Don't think he's anywhere near that. But it's not my business. So if they think they can do that and they can afford it, then so be it. But again, it shouldn't be at the cost of the fans paying extra and stuff. Sport won't get into it, can't be asked. But no, I think, yeah, they're fucked. It's great. It's great to see them fucked. But you don't want to see genuine people. But if their fans are anything to go by, if the genuine people are like the Leicester fans, then fuck them. Couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, I half agree there, like I must admit. But let's pivot back to us again. And where does this leave our season? Because obviously, I think our running is probably one of the hardest. You've got Palace at the weekend. Let's just get the fixtures up a sec because I don't know them off the top of my head. Like, but I do think we've got probably one of the hardest run-ins who are the teams that are fighting for Europe. So you've got Palace at the weekend, as I say. Then you got United on the 3rd, then Chelsea at home, then Villa away, and then Brentford at home to finish the season.
Yeah, it's a tough run-in. We've got to win our games. I think we're in a good position at the minute for the Champions League, considering what's happened to Chelsea. Got to be more concerned over Brighton at the minute. But like, it just depends what Liverpool turns up. Will we beat Palace? We should. We should beat Chelsea. We should beat United. We should beat Brentford. Like, who else is there? I think Aston Villa's a proper tough game away. Proper tough. I think we should beat Chelsea at home. United are going to give everything. That's going to be more like the derby, that where it depends if we can handle it. But yeah, we've just got to take each game as they come. We've got to see like every game is like a cup final now, and we've got to get into that Champions League. And although that means nothing for us, I don't want to be sat 5th in the league after winning it. But if that gets us into a point where we're playing Champions League footy next season, and we can build on what's been a really poor transitional season, then so be it. It is what it is. We can't do nothing about it now. All we can do is try to improve, and the only way you can get better is by getting the money for getting in the Champions League. So, yeah, it starts at the weekend with Crystal Palace. We've got to make a statement against all of them. So I want to see, at the very least, I want to see Salah and Robbo go out on a high. I want to see them playing games and feeling part of it and scoring goals and having their moments, because they deserve that at the least. Would have been lovely to finish with a trophy for them, but it's not to be. So knuckle down, go again. Everyone have each other's back. Fans get behind the players and see how we go.
Yeah. No, absolutely agree. Yeah, I mean, obviously Palace have been our bogey team for the last 18 months or so. And yeah, they haven't really been the same, I don't think, ever since probably Glasner announced he was going. They've been a bit hit and miss. They still do turn up with some games and look really good, but then, the next game they could get 3 or 4 put past them. So, yeah, I think if we turn up how we know we can, and we haven't done nearly enough this season, yeah, we should beat them. I do think the 2 away ones are the ones where we're going to struggle the most. United under Michael Carrick, you've got to say, have been much more improved. They look dangerous most games now. He's managed to sort of get, the new signings that weren't really hitting the ground running for them. He's managed to get them looking more competent. Shesko, Cunha, I think, and Buemo, that was all right under Amarim, to be fair. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Villa, again, another one who were looking fantastic early on in the season. Talked about as title contenders, fell away a little bit. Couldn't really buy a win for a little bit, but they managed to keep themselves in the top four, and obviously they had a big win at the weekend, which they nearly threw away. It was a good game, to be fair. And then, the home games, as you say, Palace, as we mentioned, Chelsea, whoever the manager's going to be, wait and see how it improves them or doesn't improve them. But he might hire a manager tomorrow and he might not be in charge against us anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And then Brentford at home, last game of the season, I think. Hopefully it doesn't boil down to needing a result there to confirm it. But the way the season's gone, you can't rule it out, can you? But yeah, it's a tough running, but we've just got to go and do our best, and if we can win 4 out of the 5, then we're laughing, aren't we?
No, I think we don't need to. The league table's fucking.
We're 5 clear of Brighton, I think.
They're not going to win every game, though, are they? They played the game in hand, so we're 5. If we win our game in hand, with, say, for instance, as Palace, we're 8 points clear with 4 games to go. So it'd have to be an absolute catastrophe. I think we'll finish third. I'll put it on note now. I think we'll nab third. And I hope that's a couple of points behind Arsenal, who finish in second, and City win it, all being well. If there's a fucking football got out there, and it sounds absolutely mentally ill to want a team of cheating bastards to win, but I would rather that, because we know what they are. We don't take them too serious. I'd rather that than the gloating off Arsenal fans who've played the worst football I've ever seen in a Premier League season. They're the most horrendous football team with the biggest egos and the biggest attitudes that I've ever seen for a team that's won fucking nothing. So I hope City absolutely pummel them and they get there in the end, all being well.
Me too.
Yeah, hard running's tough, but it's hard because you're trying to rely on Isak, who hasn't played much football, but my God, I'd rather play a kid up front. I think he's absolutely horrendous. I would put him in the reserves, let him train, let him get a full pre-season, and then assess him again at the beginning of the season, because he's not worth the carry. He can't run, doesn't press, doesn't tackle, doesn't win the ball back, and if the ball goes to him near the goal, he doesn't know what to do with it. So I would rather play Vert on the left and Gakpo up front if we had to. I think he's like playing with 10 men. I think that's where Everton started sneaking into the game early. There was like 10 minutes of sloppiness where the ball's going back to them and he's offering nothing. So I'd like to see a mix-up of tactics and a mix-up of 11. I'd even go as far as Engelbauer on the left and throw fucking Gakpo up front instead of Wirtz. I thought he struggled in the derby, but then he grew into it a bit, and then he was doing little things that they couldn't cope with, and little bits of skill that individually looked brilliant, but it doesn't really get you anywhere. It just looks good in that moment. Don't really like Curtis Jones at right back if we haven't got a right. I don't know why he won't play Frimpong, but Frimpong against Crystal Palace, he should be able to do that, surely. Yeah. Rob Howe's just played his heart out against Everton, so go with Kirkes. Kanate, Van Dijk. I think McAllister might have enjoyed the break, so throw him back in and just mix it up a little bit and keep some of them fresh as we can. But the problem we've got this season, and there's 5 games to go for Liverpool, we don't know our best team. Our team doesn't pick itself, and it should. Like all the other top teams, you know who's playing week in, week out. We don't, and that's a problem. But going into the summer, we've got a lot of business we need to do. We're going to lose a lot of players. I don't think we're going to be able to physically do the business we need to do, but we need to find a way, because we're going to lose a shitload of players. And I don't know how you're going to replace a Mo Salah or an Andy Robbo. I think we need a sentiment. I think if you were to say to me now, what would be your team next season? It would be new keeper, a left back, obviously Kirkers, Van Dijk, a centre back, a new right back, Szoboszlai, a centre mid, a left winger, a right winger, Verts, and Ekatike. But Ekatike's out, so you need a striker as well. So we literally need all them players, in my opinion. It's not even being dramatic. We need 2 wingers, a centre mid, centre half, and a right back at the very least, and a striker.
Yeah, as you say, striker. Ekatike getting the injury against PSG. We obviously don't know how long he's going to be out for at the minute. People saying 9 months, people saying 12. Kim Pembe, who plays for PSG, he had the same injury. He didn't play for like 600 and odd days. So, we could be talking a year and a half potentially. So it's a fucking horrific injury to get.
You don't recover from them properly, lad.
No, you don't. Couldn't have come at a worse time
John
either.
Barnes in, didn't it? What John Barnes got, and then he ended up finding himself a centre mid because he couldn't do what he used to do. He couldn't sprint as much. So it's a fucking horrible injury to have. He sounds like he's very positive about it. Dead confident that he's going to come back and do well. Hopefully his rehab goes well. And, like with Leone, when you think they're out forever, they're just back in training all of a sudden. So hopefully it's not as long as we think and he can come back, because he's a great player with a bit of a kid's attitude, and hopefully he grows out of that before he comes back and we can get the best out of him. But that's an injury that I think they're practically career ending now.
Yeah. No, there's not many worse than what he's done, especially if it is sort of the most severe of it. And it's just, I said this the other day, like, you can't get away from how bad we've been this season, because we have been horrendous. But fuck me, we haven't half had bad luck with injuries. You got 3 your new signings. I know Leone probably wouldn't have played that much, but I think based on his performance against Palace, he would have played, or Southampton rather, sorry, he would have got more game time than he probably thought he would. But you get in with his ACL, you've got Ekatike with his Achilles, you've had Frimpong having all his fucking hamstring troubles, you've had Isak fracturing his leg. It's just, and then you talk about the ones who aren't new signings. Conor Bradley's been out for the season practically. Like we haven't had any luck whatsoever. Alisson, another one who's he misses 10 or 15 games a season now.
Yeah, like that's what I was saying. We've had conversations about the manager, and I've said, like, you can't look past the hand he's been dealt in terms of we've lost key players. He's had to manage through a tragedy, which is not an excuse. I've seen, like, Robbie Fowler mentioned the other week, and people were saying, like, oh, you need to stop making it as an excuse. But it's not an excuse. It's a genuine thing. But I think, like I've said before, they've got to get over it. They've got to come into work, and they've got to try and be professional and be at the best now. It's been nearly a year. So with this year out the way, I think hopefully they can zone out from it for a little bit when they're playing footy. But yeah, you've lost Jota, and then you've lost key players like Diaz, who's having the season of his life in Munich. You've got Trent. It's just an absolute cheat code of a pass of a ball. I think that's affected other players playing, of how well they've played. You've then got Salah, Alisson, and Van Dijk aren't at the top level anymore, and haven't been this season. And then you've got all them injuries. You've got a squad where you're having to play practically the exact same players nearly every week with very little rest, because you're playing 2 or 3 games a week. But for me, the big issue with Arne Slot is his system, and I can't see an identity that gets me to look forward to going to watch a match. But then there's little spells, like against Everton there, where it's one touch from the right-hand side, right way across the box to Engamoe, and he should have right foot in the top corner. But if that goes in, you're talking one of the goals of the season. It's all lovely one-touch football right to the left corner. So, we've got that in the locker. I just don't know whether we're just too cautious, too negative, too scared to concede because we haven't been playing well. So, as you know, the rumours are that Arne Slot's staying, and he will be given money, and he will be given a chance to turn it around. And if that's the case, we've just got to get behind him, because there's no point having an agenda against the person who's managing your football club. This season will be gone, hopefully, we get Champions League and this season's forgotten about. He's won a league out of 2 seasons. If he'd have come in, and if he'd have done this last season and won the league this season, last season would have been forgotten. And we've got to do the same now. He's come in, he's overdone it too soon. He's won the league. He's been given a shitload of money. I don't think for 1 minute he's sold Luis Diaz. He's told Trent not to sign a contract. Or like fucking he's bought Isak or Vert for that money. I don't think he's to blame for all that. I think that's the hierarchy and Hughes and Edwards. So he's been given a team to coach, and he's working within his limits to what he can do. I want to see us have I want the season to obviously be over, and then if he's going to be the manager, I want to see a little bit of identity during pre-season, or I'd be not confident. That's all I'll say. I wouldn't be confident going into the new season with him if we see the same boring football. But his final team didn't play like that, so I'm just at a loss why we're playing this way.
Yeah, no, it is. It's just been disappointing on a number of accounts, but yeah, I mean, you're in the same boat as me with him at the minute, with the rumours that he is staying, and you know, because he's practically got us Champions League football is the reason he's staying. I'm the same as you. There's no point, you know, there's no point fucking throwing your toys out the pram, kicking and screaming about it. If he's staying, get behind him. Hope that he turns it round. I said this on Twitter, and people were like, "Why though? What reason have you got to back him?" And it's because I want Liverpool to do well, and Liverpool doing well means that he's doing well. So, you know, they go hand in hand with each other. If he's going to stay, I want Liverpool to do well, which means I want him to do well. So it's just as simple as that. I've wanted him gone for a good few months, but if the club aren't going to make that decision, then as annoying as it might be at the moment, you just got to accept it and back them. There's not much else to it.
This is their business, lad. So you don't hire the worst candidate for a massive role. So they see something in him. They'll go back to his interview. They'll go back to him winning the league. They'll go back to the control we had throughout the Premier League, and now we were able to go and party in April because we pissed the league. So they'll look at that. They'll look at the hand he's been dealt in terms of injuries and the tragedy and the players we lost and didn't replace. And they might hold their hands up and go, do you know what? We've sold you short there, lad. We've fucked up. We've managed all the key matters wrong. And but you'd quite like someone from the club to come out and do that and say, listen, we backed the manager because we made this decision, and this decision, and that's affected the team. So I'd like to hear that, because I think whoever's bought the players and whoever's sold our key players and whoever's like offering contracts that aren't worth the paper they're written on to players that we want to keep, then I'd like them to come out and own it and go, yeah, it wasn't the manager, it was actually me. So we've learned our lesson and we go again. We're going to back them and we're going to see how we go. And, you know, hopefully we can be better next season. But when you look at our team on paper, there's not a reason why it shouldn't be working, really.
No.
I don't think the tactics work, but I think he's going into every game a nervous wreck. That, for instance, if Vert gets injured, there's no one in our team like him to do what he does. If Szoboszlai gets injured, there's no one in our team like him. Same with nearly all of them. The only one where you could say is like for like there is Kerkers and Robbo. Only two who were similar. Like, so I just think you've got to go into the new season all being well. We get Champions League and we don't get an absolute Harden. And say if we get 3 Hardens out of 5 games now and fall out of that spot, then you've got to look at it and go, why are we getting them Hardens? What's going on? Why was City able to dismantle us with ease? Why are PSG beating us 4-0 over aggregate? But then you look at the little bit of fighting them against PSG before they fucking scored and in the derby, and you see us dismantle Galatasaray and you see spells of us doing really well, but then they haven't got the consistency. And I think it's down to like a fucking PTSD that if we overwork here, we're going to get hurt, going to get injured, and we're going to be without certain players for a certain amount of time, and that's that position fucked for a while. So listen, if Arnie Slot's in the dugout at the first game of next season, I'll sing his name, I'll be behind him, I'll support him because I want Liverpool to win. I don't want any negativity around the club starting a new season. You've got to go into it afresh. You've got to go into it. It's like having a fucking relationship. You've had parted ways. You've split up. You've seen that the other one's not as bad as you think, and you go back afresh after a few months, and you go, right, Sam, we're going to give this another go. We're going to work together. We're going to work it out, and we're going to go and fucking win together. So that's all. I hope the fans do the same. I hope they look at it and go, we're one club. We need to unite. We need to bin this negativity. Hopefully, the negativity with all the shit with the owners is over and done with before the new season, and we don't have to protest at any point next season. But you know, that's not helping. But you can't blame the fans for not wanting to spend more money to go to the match when we're already spending a fortune. So hopefully that's nipped in the bud and sorted. But doesn't look likely, and we can all go in the same direction, because that's what we're lacking at the minute. We're all pulling in different directions. I think Arnie Slot wants to pull in the same direction as us. I think he really does. I think he's desperate to pull in the same direction as the fans and be on the same wavelength. I think sometimes he's trying to be funny in the media, and it doesn't get aired the way he must air it in his head. It comes across arrogant and stuff. But in the long and short of it is, he's won the league with us, and if our owners are going to put the money on him because they think he can win again, then you just back it all. You just go for it, and we see how we go. Give him till December. I said that earlier in the season, didn't I? I said my idea would be keep him, and then if we're not starting the season well, do what we've done with Rodgers. You just get rid when you can. Bring someone in while there's a little bit of a window to try and calm down. Be like an international break or whatever. Just get rid and pull the plug and go for it. But as it stands, he's staying, so we back him. Simple as.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a couple of other things to quickly go over before we wrap up. Don't know if you've seen them today. There's a couple of rumours going around. One about Alisson, which does seem to be fairly concrete. So there's apparently a verbal agreement in place between him and Juventus for him to join them in the summer. Alisson wants it to be with LFC's blessing kind of thing. So whatever we decide as a club, he'll honour it. Basically, if we say no, we want you to see out your contract, then he'll go, yeah, and if we give him the blessing to leave, then he'll go. I'm a bit, I say I'm torn on it. I'm like, it's like 90%, 10% torn, but like obviously he's one of the fucking best goalkeepers we've ever seen. He's certainly the best goalkeeper we've seen for Liverpool in our life, but I think just overall he's been one of the best goalkeepers period we've seen. But what I think the thing that doesn't go in his favour is his injury record. And I mentioned it earlier on, like, he does miss sort of 10 or 15 games a season now. And it's every season. It's not a good injury record for a goalkeeper. I don't want him to leave. I obviously want him to stay. But I said in the summer, I could see a scenario where we sold Alisson and kept Mamardashvili and Kelleher as sort of joint number ones. Obviously, that didn't play out that way, but and I think regardless if he stays this season, he'll definitely 100% be going the following season when his contract's up. I don't think he'll be signing a new deal, but as I say, it's his injury record that lets him down, and that alone.
Yeah, I think he's still one of the best goalies in the world. He is slowing down a bit. He's getting down to shots a little bit slower, and he's getting up to shots a little bit slower. But I think for what he is in the dressing room, I think he's still an unbelievable goalie as well, by the way. You just got to think his distribution's poor recently because he's obviously nervous to kick the ball. So just pass it out. Pass it out. I'd rather have Alisson in between the sticks than anyone. So I'd be keeping him at all costs. But especially, if Mamardashvili would have come in and on fire, being absolutely faultless, brilliant, resembled him a little bit, you'd go, do you know what? It might be worth if we can get a little 10 mil for him or something here. But no, we keep Alisson as far as I'm concerned. But if the way you're saying it, if he's asking for our blessing to go, then the lad wants to go. So I think you'd honour that as well. If he thinks he's not up to it in the Premier League anymore and he wants a new challenge while he's still got a couple of years left, then I think you'd honour it and you just go for it. You just let him. But players like him, you want to see get a massive send off. So I hope a decision's made before the last game of the season. So at least we know if he's going. You're gonna have to fucking put a mosaic in every stand because him, Salah, and Robbo deserve one each. They've been unbelievable. been the best goalie I've ever seen in my life. And from other people I've spoke to, there's only Ray Clements who's above him at Liverpool, and for some of the older generation, he even tops Ray Clements. So, which is, that tells you everything you need to know, really. He's been absolutely fantastic. So, if you can keep him in the dressing room and you can keep him helping the other lads, even when he is injured, he's around them and that, just keep him.
Yeah, no, I'd say that'd be my ideal scenario. But I'd say with the way his injury record is, it's somewhat understandable the club might be considering it, I guess. But yeah, hopefully that one doesn't happen. And another one I hope doesn't happen. This one isn't quite as... I haven't seen anybody reputable sort of report about anything to do with this, but apparently Curtis Jones is considering leaving in the summer as well, because he's not happy with the lack of starts. He's only started 13 Premier League games this season, apparently, which I thought was more than that, to be fair. But truthfully, I can half see where he's coming from, because I think after Szoboszlai, although it hasn't been much of a competition this season, I think he's been our second best midfielder. He obviously does still have them moments and games where he, like we said before, he dawdles on the ball and he's wanting all the time in the world. I don't think that's all his fault. I think this season we've had a lot of instances where he'll have the ball and there's absolutely nobody showing for him whatsoever. They're all just stood still. Nobody makes a move, and he's trying to play it forward. He doesn't like playing it backwards, and it bites him in the ass sometimes because of that. But yeah, I say I can half see where he's coming from if that is the way he's feeling. But as I say, no one reputable is talking about it at the minute. So, but I'd like to see him stay. I think you need that local figure around the club. I think with I said this on TikTok earlier, like I think with the members of the leadership group that we're losing in Salah and Robbo and potentially Alisson, you need somebody who has been around them winning squads and knows what it means to properly play for Liverpool. And I think he's just somebody you need around the team. And I think you can tell he's trusted a lot as well, because he does a lot of media. For a lad who clearly, he's never really seemed that confident in it. And, he's sort of got a bit of a stutter, which he's worked hard to sort of overcome. And you just, I don't know, you need someone like him around the team, I think.
I think I struggle with him. I struggle with him sometimes, because I think what you're saying there, like, he doesn't like to pass backwards, and that if that's your only option is passing backwards, or you're going to concede possession, then you pass it backwards, you keep the ball, and you do the right thing for the team. I think his downfall is he is a little bit cocky and a little bit arrogant, and when you're having season like we're having this season, you can't afford that. I don't think he's been good this season. I don't think he's done anything special. I don't think he's really improved us when he's played. He hinders us when he plays at right back, because he does keep hold of the ball too long. When he goes into midfield and you want that split and pass, doesn't do it. He'll play it sideways, or he'll do a little wavy Cruyff turn in the middle. But I do want a Scouser in the team. But you can't play for Liverpool just because you're from here. Otherwise, you'd all be having a go. So he's obviously at a level that's merited him to play for Liverpool for so long. But he's like fucking 26 now, isn't he?
Something like that.
He should be one of the first names on the team sheet, and he's not. He doesn't progress much. It's like the same conversation every summer is who's going to play in the middle, and there's always someone ahead of him. And I don't know whether he puts the work in as much as the others, or he just doesn't see the game as the others, and there's always someone preferred than him. But I think, being honest, if he weren't Scouse, I don't think you're questioning whether he gets in the team or not. I think you just say, yeah, he's going in the summer, and that's fine. So I think I wouldn't really be that arsed ability-wise if he was going. But Scouser-wise, I'd be gutted. But I always feel like give him another season, see if he can push on, see if he can make that fucking ball-busting fucking moment to himself where he knuckles down and just becomes the best version of himself. And he wants it more than anything, but I don't see that in his game. I don't see him grabbing a game by the scruff of the neck, and I don't see him like bullying another midfielder or going in for the 50-50s and the tackles. There's been times, there's been moments, but I just don't think that's his game, and that's what we need from a centre mid playing for Liverpool, especially if you're from the city. But I think the way we're playing at the minute, I think right back's his best option at the moment to get a game, because I don't think the manager trusts him in the middle. He just won't put him in. So if he's going to play, he's played a few games right back already. I think he's played a few games very good at right back as well, to be fair. Just Sunday, I don't think he was that good, but yeah, it's always nice to keep your local players. But again, how many do we let go a season? We let loads go through the academy and slip through, and players going to other leagues and stuff. So I just don't know whether, when you're looking at a Liverpool team, if you're seeing Szoboszlai lined up next to Curtis Jones next season, does it excite you? It probably doesn't. It doesn't excite me. I think we need a proper centre mid who's gonna win the ball, get you on the front foot, and I don't think he does that. But
in fairness, though, this season McAllister hasn't done that and Gravenberch hasn't done that. So
no, I agree. I think that's what I mean. But that's what I mean is that he's always just a little bit worse than them. This is the type of season where, I know it sounds stupid, but if you're a centre mid and you're seeing your colleague falling apart every game and being shite and gassing, you fucking knuckle down harder and you get in the manager's thoughts and you get starting. You get in the team because you're better in training than them, and then you play a game and you've outperformed them. That's what you need to do at this level. And I think he just ghosts a little bit. I feel like he just doesn't put it in as much as anyone. So I think that might be why he's not starting. But I don't know. I don't think ability-wise it'd be a big loss. I think it'd kill us more, because I think if he went to somewhere where they made him, the number 8 made him the be-all and end-all, I think he'd thrive. But I think he thinks he should be that at Liverpool, but he doesn't match the other players' ability, so that's why he's not. But again, if it was me now, sell him or keep him, and tell him, this is your year, lad. You've got to be starting 30 games this season because we need you in the team. You've got to be one of the best centre mids in the team, and at the minute I don't think he is.
Fair enough. Yeah, let's say we'll wrap it up there anyway. So say Palace at the weekend, so we'll be back next week basically to talk about that.
Win.
Hopefully, you can't blame me this time. I didn't ask him for the prediction. He just said it.
Isak's gonna get a goal.
I will not be. I will not be providing a prediction at this moment in time.
Salah will score as well. Do you know what? I seen a thing with Rob after the derby saying like they spoke and said, "Come let's enjoy it," and you have the conversation. And I hope Arnie Slot's got a little bit of sentiment in him to play Robbo and that. But rest Robbo this week because he just played. Play Kerhes, play Salah, rotate it. Let's go and smash them.
I agree. And until next time, up the fucking Reds.
Up the Hill Dicky battering Reds. Get in.